Hello beautiful people, I am back. It is time for a project pan update. This one's very late. I definitely didn't think I would be gone for this long, but such is life. I'm gonna jump straight into it. We're not gonna like waffle on about too much because this is technically finishing up a quarter of products. Words, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. We're wrapping up the third quarter of the project pan, and I'm also bringing back like everything that I haven't finished throughout the year. So oh my god, we've got so many products to go through. I'm going to be here for a while. I don't want to waffle on. So let's start with the third quarter products that I finished since I last chatted to you guys about this project. Spoiler alert, it's not much. I've not been prioritizing skincare. I've not been prioritizing makeup. That's fucking for sure. I have absolutely been prioritizing being a new mum and absolutely loving it. So let's get into it. Shuamora, this is the Skin Perfector in Sakura. I absolutely loved this. I've been using some of my makeup mists that I feel like are skincare friendly or skincare adjacent. As like the first step of my skincare routine after cleansing, and I love it. I feel like it's become a crucial step in like my hydration routine, and I notice it when I don't do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue on with that. Alpha H, this is the Daily Essential Moisturizer SPF 50. I don't love this. It's extremely dewy. Spoiler alert, it's not technically done, but we're considering it done. I did use this today. I've not been wearing sunscreen. I really haven't, but I've also not really been leaving the house much. I reckon there's maybe one more use in there if I'm lucky. When I was squeezing this out today, it was kind of like, maybe not. Might be enough to put on the back of my hands. But it's really dewy. And like you can see, it's hard for me to use this because it makes my skin look like it's sweaty and like over the top dewy, and then if I set it with too much powder, it just like shows off all of my imperfections and lines and stuff like that. So I don't love it. I wouldn't buy it. I'm gonna finish it just because I can. Also, another reason, and probably the main reason why I would never touch this again with a 40-foot pole, is it can't go around my eyes because it like emerges into them throughout the day and it burns. So not for me. Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Night Concentrate. Did they discontinue this? I know they discontinued one moisturizer that I really loved. I think it might have been this. Anyway, I finished it. I love it. Look, I love Tatcha skincare, but I think it is a little bit too expensive for what it is. If I had the disposable income, I would absolutely buy it, but you know. Green Clean from Pharmacy. These are my absolute favorite cleansing balms. I made a habit of like buying the holiday collections, like the mini sets where they do the limited edition scents every year, and I stopped. I didn't get it last year, maybe didn't get it the year before, because I had like a small hoard of these, and I still do. So I want to start working through them so that I can justify buying them again because I love them. Some samples. I finished up the Deeper Love by Hair by Sam McKnight. I mentioned not being like wowed by this, but I've changed my mind. This stinks. I don't like the way this smells. I feel like they should do something about that. But my goodness, it made my hair beautiful and silky. So if I got this out of an advent calendar probably years ago, and if I ended up with another one, like I'd be so happy. Would I buy it? Probably not, because I don't want to encourage them with that scent. It just, why does it smell like that? Pharmacy. This is the niacinamide night mask, 10% niacinamide night mask. I didn't like this. This feels like Vaseline. I used it on my face once or twice and then like finished it up on my feet. There's a tiny bit still in there I can see in the like bottom corner here, but it's done. So for quarter number 3, those are all of the products that I finished up. As you guys can see, certainly not a lot going on there. We're going to get into progress of my other products, and there's not a lot going on there either. Let's start with something that's kind of in my primer category. It's the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. So I don't know, did I even use it? I have no idea. Now this line is what I've marked sort of, you know, as I was preparing these products for filming this video. When I introduced this, it was 50.99 grams, now 48.94 grams, but I would much prefer to mark things in that way. I obviously am not going to finish this, at least not this year, unless I was putting an absolute boatload of this on like my legs and arms when I'm going out, since it's warming up and I'm wearing dresses more. Maybe. Hey, maybe. But I'm not actually going to remember to do it. My foundations are the Vitalumiere Radiant Moisture Rich Fluid and the Lumi Matte Foundation from Maybelline. I originally was going to declutter this and I thought, let's pair them and see if I can make them work. This one just moved too much and too dark for me. This one too dry and just didn't look great on my skin, and also too light. So I thought, hey, if I mix them together, maybe we'll have a great time. We didn't have a great time. I don't like them. They're going. My powder is Maybelline Superstay. This one was 51.9 when I introduced it. It's now 51.69, so I've not used it much. I don't use a lot of powder because I've got dry skin. It emphasizes my lines and all that jazz. So yeah, there's that. Shuamora Skin Perfector. So this is my last large bottle. I think I have one more. Like I've got a mini yuzu, like a travel friendly one. This one was more like in my makeup bag. So part of my makeup routine while I use the Sakura as a skincare step. At the last update I was here, a couple of days ago I set up, or it was nearly a week, I set up to film this video and I marked things, and I marked it there, but you can see I've used it in the last few days and I've made some more progress on it. Love that. Yuzu is actually my favorite scent of all of them. It's beautiful and fresh and I am very much enjoying using it as part of my skincare routine every day. My palette. Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Surreal Light. Let's go over it, even though I've done this in the past. The, what have I got? Finishing powder. This, it just doesn't look very good on me, to be quite frank. The bronzer, I think would be really nice, and I would aim to pan that, but it's quite red, so there's that. I actually like it more as a blush. These two blushes, this one here is so just like ridiculously garishly pink. I really don't like it. I would never wear it. This one is a bit more muted and wearable for me, and it's got a bit more like peachy-ish tones to it. That is a blush that I like, but when we're talking about a palette that pretty much doesn't contain much of anything that works for me, like I'm not going to keep it for one individual shade. That's the bronzer there. And the highlights, I really do not like Hourglass's ambient lighting highlight powders. I think they are pretty feral, to be honest. I'm decluttering this. I am not going to use it. It's a shame about that palette. I've had Hourglass palettes in the past that I absolutely loved and adored. I've had Hourglass powders that I've loved and adored. Dim Light is one that comes to mind for me, and that is technically a finishing powder, but I loved it as a soft bronzer. So I would actively purchase dim light in a large, like, individual pan. I even have a mini, I think, which I look forward to using, but that palette is not for me. I look at the Hourglass palettes every year, and honestly, I think they're getting to the point where they're just too expensive, and they always contain some sort of shade that I don't like. They're really like pink heavy, and it's boring. I'm so bored with them. So I think we're done with the Hourglass palettes. My eye primer was this guy. This is the Louboutin matte, what's it called? Nude matte eye color in the shade Lola. It's beautiful. I've been using it as an eye primer, not a lot, obviously. I'm not really wearing makeup, but whatever. So this one was 45.31 grams. It's now 45.13 grams. I am really glad that I have a way to use that. I think if it was any other color, it might be a little bit difficult for me to get through it, but I feel like there's hope for that one. Let's go through eye pencils and stuff like that. Shulmora Calligraphy Ink. So this has technically been from previous quarters, but I've like kept it running. The last time I gave you guys a weight update on this, it was 11.72 grams, now 11.69 grams. I really, really love that one. I have all of my Marc Jacobs fine liners. I've got 3 here, but there's 4 in the quarter. I don't know where the other one is. I'm sure it's here somewhere. It might even be in my bathroom still. The only one that I have progress on is Blacker, and even that is pushing it. So it was 5.26 grams, now 5.23 grams. I also have Blackberry and Grapevine here. Fine Wine is the other one in the project, which is a beautiful red color. I don't know, it's here somewhere. I'll find it eventually. Mascara. This one is the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara. So I purchased this a few months ago and then put it straight into the project pan because I wanted to just focus on it and, like, you know, move it on after 3 months. Initially, I really liked this mascara. As it has thickened up, I do not like it at all, and I am having a very joyous moment right now where I'm like, I get to like throw this away. I get to be done with it and move on to something else. So I wouldn't buy that again. It was not a favorite. I just felt like it made my lashes look really stumpy. And my lashes aren't particularly long, so I really need my mascara to sort of support the lengthening look, and it did do that when it was fresh, but as it thickened up, it got a bit shitty. My brow product is, I've got 2. This one is Precisely My Brow from Benefit in the shade 2. I love this. It's fantastic. I still have a lot left. Like, I haven't made a whole lot of progress on this. And there's no like weight update that I can show you. I mean, there's so little product in these. It's extremely hard to weigh them. Oh, I was gonna say I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Gel, but that's from a previous quarter, so we'll come back to that. Let's do the Tracy lip pencil from Exo Beauty. I love this color. I am wearing it today as a liner with my ColourPop lipstick that's in the project. So this one was 3.29 grams, now 3.07 grams. Lip products. I suspect that my Hourglass lipstick is in my handbag because we went out, not yesterday. Oh God, what day was it? We went out on Friday. For my birthday, of course. We went out on Friday and I think I put it in there to do a touch up, but of course I didn't. So I'm just going to give you the progress. God, my brain's not here, guys. It was 21.24 grams. It's now 21.04 grams. I had such high hopes that I would be able to finish that shade because it's like, you know, it's a great shade for me. It's very wearable, but no ma'am. ColourPop button. Man, this thing is so old. Like, preservatives, they just, it keeps on going. It's fantastic. I have only worn this a few times. 10.4 grams, now 10.37. And this from Nabla, this is the Renaissance lip gloss. This was 40.49 grams. It's now 40.41 grams. I didn't wear it much at all. I am actually going to declutter this as well, just because I feel like I have too many lip glosses and I need to start getting rid of some. Next year I'm gonna do something ever so slightly different with project panning, and I think it's gonna result in a lot of decluttering. Fingers crossed. Moving on to skincare, hair care, body care, stuff like that. So I have two sort of oil products that I put into the project, thinking it would be a good time to use them because I was in like my third trimester. Bio Oil Dry Skin Gel, and also the Soul Body Hair and Body Oil. I'm decluttering both of them. I didn't like them, to be honest. This one, I thought it was going to smell like their shimmering ones. It doesn't, and I'm not interested. And the dry skin gel, oh God, I can't do it. I just can't. There's some body oils that I love, and there's some that I just don't, and those were just don'ts. So I'm going to declutter them and move on with my life, and I am happier for it. Chantecaille Bio Lifting Mask. I don't know why I didn't use this. I was like, I mean, I used it a couple of times, but there's no progress to show you. So there's that. The Beauty Clear Powder from Susay, I think it is. I had 19 of these and I've got 9 left. So I have been using them. They're great. I don't think I'll have any trouble finishing those up. The Ren Brightening Dark Circle Eye Cream. So it was there. It's now here again. Like, I did not prioritize my skincare. I am starting to get back into at least doing the basics of a routine, like washing my face and then doing hydrating steps. And I did manage to maintain that a little bit over the last couple of months, but things like eye creams and masks and girl, no, I did not have time. Well, I could make time, but I haven't been. Something that I absolutely should have been using were the Skin Iceland eye masks. Honestly, I just kind of forget, you know, it was one of those things where I'm busy and it's not at the forefront of my mind, even though every day I look in the mirror and I'm like, Jesus, your girl needs like some Botox and some sleep. Probably would have helped, but it's all right. Something else that I just have not used. These are the Davines Oil Serum Vials. I think I've used 1 all up. So I started with 12. There's 11 in here now. Something that I realized, I don't know why. So I do know why. I just got confused. Once upon a time, I had 2 versions of this. There was one that you would put in the shower and rinse out. And then there's one that you put in your hair and you leave in after you've washed it. This is the leave-in one. And I think the first time I used it, I rinsed it out. So anyway, there's that. But those, to be fair, aren't super difficult to use. I just have to remember. Rapid Lash. There's so little product in this, and I have used it a couple of times, but it's not much. And my samples, I really should have been able to finish these, but your girl just did not. Elemis Glow Booster Exfoliator. I reckon there's only one more use in that. Egyptian Magic. This, I just need to use it on my feet and be done with it. I have the Paula's Choice Water Infusing Electrolyte Moisturizer. This is almost done. Again, there's probably only one use in it. And then I have the Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Tinted Base. I didn't think I would like this, so I was kind of putting off using it. And the other day I was like, oh, let's just quickly like put some on and see if the color even works for me. Because if it doesn't, like I can declutter it when I film this. I actually liked it. I do think throughout the day it made me feel a little bit dry, but for like an easy sort of tint that just smooths things out ever so slightly, I think like I can get behind that. I would definitely say like the samples and this, I am pretty disappointed in myself for not getting through them, and like the masks and stuff, because they are very easy to finish up if I just use them. But like I said, I've not been prioritizing it. So that was Q3 products. Now, anything that you saw at the end there where I was talking about having progress on them, those things are still staying in my current sort of rotation of products. I'm going to spend the next month and a half, it's not very long, trying to work on those products and get some more progress. A lot of them will just come back in the next project pan that I start in the new year. But I do also have some more empties here from the things from previous quarters. So Q1 and Q2. So my first empty is the Isa Nox Cushion Foundation. I'm pretty sure this was my last one. I panned a few of these last year and I really enjoyed them. They were really nice. I am being reminded that like K-Beauty and J-Beauty, when it comes to skincare and even makeup, is just really, really beautiful stuff. It's generally pretty affordable and it gives me really nice results. So I think I'm going to put a lot more of my energy into trying that sort of stuff in the future. This one here is another one of my Shuamura mists. This is the Shobu. So I think this was Q2, and when I left you guys, like there was nothing in there. So it's no surprise that that one is all done. I also had the La Cura Summer Touch Booty Balm in here. This isn't really a balm, it's just a moisturizer. It's meant to be a dupe knockoff I think is a better way to put it, for the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. It doesn't even come close. I think if you're trying to get the vibes of that and this is what you can afford, then it's not terrible, but like formula wise and scent wise, it's not, like they're not even close. It seems I did use a sheet mask. This is the Inbachi Rejuvenating Mask. I vaguely remember these having a strange texture. I've still got one of these kicking around from previous quarters, so I will really, really try to use that up and let you know what it was about that. I feel like it was a funny, like the mask was like a funny paper texture, maybe. Torridon Dive-In Soothing Cream. I didn't love this. It's not hydrating enough for me, even with like 30 other steps of hydration that's in my routine. This just didn't kick goals. I do like the packaging and like the way this brand sort of comes across. I do know it's a fairly popular brand. It's just not for me, unfortunately. I think I finished that up on my feet, if I'm remembering correctly. I also finished up the Trilogy Rose Hip Oil. So those are all of the items that I managed to finish up from previous quarters since the last time that I talked to you about them. It's certainly not been my best year for project panning. I have struggled a little bit, but I think that was just because I was focusing on being pregnant and having a baby. Let's move into the final stretch. So this is stuff from Q1 and Q2 where I'm at with it now and if I've made any progress on using any of these items since we last spoke about them. So I have the Milk Makeup Cloud Glow Primer. So it would appear that potentially I have had some progress. So it was there, we're now down here. I do think that I could actually finish this one up by the end of the year because there's very little product in there. It's very easy for me to use. I just have to remember to use it. And also I have to start wearing makeup a bit more frequently. I also have the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Hydrating Primer. I don't think I can finish this one up. I haven't got any progress since the last time we spoke about it. This is where it was when we left it off, and that's where it still is. NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. So I put this in as like a foundation step in the project, and I don't think I used it once. Hello, Miss Fly. Hello. I am gonna declutter it. I think it's, if I don't like it as a concealer, I'm not going to like it as a foundation. I need to move on. My two concealers that I have in the project, Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This is in the shade N7. So this one was 32.79 grams, now 32.13 grams. That one was from the first quarter. And then I have the Fenty Wear Even, did I call this? No, that's High Glam. Fenty Wear Even Concealer, Hydrating Concealer. This is 225N. So this one has sort of stayed in my makeup routine since the first quarter. So the last time we updated this, it was 25.64 grams, now 24.9 grams. My Nakia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. No progress on this. I might have used it like once or twice, but there's no like visual progress that I can show you. I am going to declutter this. I just think it is not suitable for my super dry skin. I know that's made for more oily skin. I thought maybe I could make it work, but I cannot. It's just not for me. From MAC, I have a teeny tiny Fix Plus Pineapple Setting Spray. I think I can finish this one by the end of the year. I think that is quite realistic as part of like my makeup routine. If it's getting down to the crunch, I might actually give this a go as part of like my hydrating skincare routine. I don't know how it would go. I think Fix Plus is fine for that step as a formula, but I'm not too sure about the fragrance. Well, we'll see. To be fair, the Yuzu one is quite fragranced, so maybe it would be just fine. Bronzers. So I have the NARS Laguna bronzer. This one was in the first quarter and there is no progress on this. I am going to declutter it. Now, I love Laguna. Don't get me wrong. Let's have a little chat about this. And I think I have a mini powder, maybe, and I'm going to keep that. But this one was an unopened full-size one that I had for years. It was so old that the packaging had already gone like sticky. The powder itself is perfectly fine. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it. I did like go over the packaging with some isopropyl alcohol, which has kind of fixed it but also ruined it. Also, it's done that like typical thing that the NARS powders used to do. I don't know if they still do them. It broke and now it doesn't close properly. I just don't think I have the energy nor the makeup usage in my everyday routine for me to actually get through this. And I have other powder bronzers that I would prefer to actively like work on and try to finish up, because I think my days of powder bronzer are pretty much behind me. I would probably always keep like one or two in my stash, but they would be minis. Where my love does lie these days is with a cream bronzer. This one is the Soul Body Light Face and Body Bronzing Balm. I am wearing this today. I really like it. I love the scent. Give me that like tropical coconutty scent any day of the week. I love it. And this, I just feel like this is really easy to use. It's quite a complimentary color for me, which is really nice. That one stays. Oh, do I have progress on this? Let's have a look. So it was 90.43 grams, 90.39 grams. So there has been a little bit of usage. I was trying to use that stupid hourglass palette. But I've gone back to the Soul Body. Right, we have a special guest. Someone has woken up from their nap. So if you hear baby noises, that's what it is, a baby. So let's go on to L'Oreal Life's a Peach Blush. So I don't think I've used this since the first quarter. I don't have like a weight update on this. There was no change in the weight. So if I have used it, it's very minimal. I don't know what to do with this. This may go at the end of the quarter. I'm not sure. I don't have any other blushes in the project at all. So I am going to just focus on using that one now that the Hourglass palette is gone, and we'll see how we go. For highlight, same deal. This is Dobby from Colourpop. This really surprised me. I actually really like this highlighter. And I do have pan on it, but I think that's just because it was like where my brush was sort of digging into it in like the way that I swirl in the pan. So I do have a little bit of progress on this. It's teeny tiny. It was 48.34 grams, now 48.29 grams. All right, let's just get rid of that Vom shirt. Gorge. Let's move on to eye primers. So I have the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer. This one, when we last checked in, was 14.01 grams, now 13.86 grams. And my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base, this one was 17.52 grams. It's now 17.45 grams. I love both of them. I think I actually prefer the Kaleidos formula. I think it's very similar to this one, but I prefer the Natasha Denona packaging. Oh, and oh my god, this is a joke. This should be the running joke of the last 2 years. Pat McGrath Labs Intensifies Artistry Wand. This has no progress because I haven't used it. I don't think I've used it at all year. MSH Love Liner. This is in the shade, I can't remember. It's like a apricot brown. That's it. No progress on this one. I don't think I used it at all. I also have Marc Jacobs Dove Affair, and it looks like there is no progress on this one either. I really wanted to finish up all of my Marc Jacobs fine liners this year, but I didn't even come close to getting there. Did they say that Marc Jacobs Beauty was coming back in 2025, or was that 2026? I can't remember. I am impatiently waiting because I want to try them. Oh, here's one that I'm going to get rid of. This is the NARS Via Veneto. So I love this eyeliner. If I was ever going to go out and buy a black eyeliner, it's going to be this one, but mine is really dry. Look at that. Oh my god, I feel like that's dried up even more since, yeah. Okay, so you get why that's going. And I still have Victoria Beckham Bordeaux. This is still going strong. Gorgeous. This is a fun one. So I didn't pan any eyeshadows this year except for one. This is what I've been working on. It's the Inglot 328 eyeshadow. This is the shade I have used for years and years and years to set like my eyeshadow primer. This was almost a full pan when I introduced it. So the last time we weighed it, it was 42.43 grams. Why does it say we're at 44.18 grams? I feel like I've messed up somewhere with the weighing. I'm going to have to go back and look at my photos. Anyway, look, you can see I've made progress. So originally what happened was I hit pan on it. I think I hit pan on it in the first quarter when I introduced it, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just sort of updated it in another video somewhere along the way. Anyway, I have used it. I have since then repressed it, and now we've just got a flat layer on there. I would have been able to finish this up this year if I had worn more makeup, but like the last couple of months, just a write-off. Brow colors, brow products. So MAC eyebrows, this is in the shade Fling. So there's no like weight progress on this one. I don't know if I've used it at all. I'm pretty sure with each quarter that I've had a brow product in there, I've just stuck to using it within that quarter. This one here is Quick Brow from Quick Flick. From Charlotte Tilbury, I have the Brow Fix. This is a clear brow gel. I adore this product. So last time we checked in, it was 14.11 grams. It's now 13.85 grams. I have continued to just use this throughout pretty much the whole year, and I am going to continue to do that. I don't know if I have any more like brow gels. If I do, I'll focus on using some of them next year, but to be fair, that's where my love lies. Lip products. I feel like this doesn't look like many. I think I decluttered some as I went along, which was good. Too Faced Melted Matte in Sugar Cookie. Ooh, I want to put some of this on. I've not used this since we last talked about it. My only rule with these is they can stay in my stash until they smell different, basically. And as long as this smells like a sugar cookie, I'm going to keep it and occasionally use it. Revlon Glow Lip Oil. This has had no progress. I just kind of forgot about it. 3 Concept Eyes Glass in the shade Glass Orange. This is a cool, it's like, I feel like it's basically a tinted balm. This is an orange shade. I think I'll get rid of it. I was a bit on the fence about it. I didn't mark it as something that I was going to get rid of, but look, in the grand scheme of things, I really want to minimize my makeup stash. So I've got to get rid of some stuff, and I don't want to get rid of this one. And I don't want to get rid of the Too Faced, and I feel like I can pan this. So we're making choices. This is from Hourglass. It's the shade Loves All of You. It's a beautiful red. I don't know if I actually used this since it was in the project. There's no weight updates on it, so I'm going to assume not. Okay, let's move on to my perfumes. So the first one that I had in the project was from DKNY. This has baby vomit on it. Okay. Mum life, yay. So since we last checked in with this, I had it in the first quarter, I think I said that. So it was there and it's now down here. This is the one I am going to focus on over the next month and a half to finish it up. I am going to use it as both a body fragrance, personal fragrance, and I will probably use it a little bit around the house to finish it, because I really want to get rid of, or at least use up a fragrance this year. And with that much being what's left in there, I feel like that's a realistic goal. Now, the other one that was in my project was KVD Saint. This was almost completely unused when I put it in the project. It was like full up to here. And now we're here. Where I left off in the second quarter, it was sitting there. So I had just hit the widest and most difficult part of the bottle to use up. It's where it started to get a bit fatter in the bottle. And now I feel like I'm almost halfway through like the widest part of the bottle. So I'm really happy with the progress that there's baby spew on that too. That's great. I'm really happy with the progress that I've made on my fragrances this year. I think like this one was fairly full when I introduced it, and this one was like fully full. So I can't complain about that. I wasn't going to pan a fragrance this year. but to sort of be at the end of the year and that's what I've got, like I'm really happy. Okay, we have a fussy baby, so I have to hurry this up so I can go and help out a bit, and also we need to go out. So let's get on to body and skincare products. Lush Yognog, my giant Yognog. Did I make progress on this? Look, tiny bit. So here's where it was when, oh, you can't even really see those lines, can you? It looks like they're sitting right next to each other. That's where I was at when I last left you, and it's now down here. But that's because I've really been like focusing on this guy, the David Jones Milk and Honey body wash. So it was there, it's now down there. In my shower, I also have the Sol de Janeiro Deliciosa Drench, which I've been using and really enjoying. So yeah, not a whole lot of progress on this one, but this one's almost done. I know I'll finish this, that's no problem. Also, the thing I'm going to say about this Lush like giant Yognog, I would buy one of these again in a heartbeat because I reckon it would last me like maybe 2 or 3 years. The Lush shower gels, like a little bit goes a long way. This one is a bit more liquidy and doesn't have as high of a foam. This one is like no joke. This is getting like cleaning jobs done with just a little bit. I wasn't using it from this big bottle. I would decant it into like a travel size bottle, and those little bottles were lasting me ages in the shower. So I feel like that was a good deal. Oh, my body scrub. I definitely expected to finish this up. I've got a hair stuck to my lips. But then I got to a point where I couldn't really bend over in my pregnancy. And then after I was recovering from a C-section, so also a little bit difficult. I've only really gotten back into using this recently. It is the Frank Body Coffee Scrub. So where I left you last time was here. It's now down here. I will be able to finish that up this year. I'm very confident about that. Moving on to hand creams. So I have 2 here. The first quarter was the Mecca Happy Hands. I didn't quite get there. I could have finished this if I just kept it in my bedside table and used it on my feet, because it would have been gone in a heartbeat. That's where it was at the last update. That's how much I've used since then. And then this one. This is the one that I was focusing on in the second quarter. It is the Davines hand balm. I just had like a major brain fart. So it was there when I left it off, basically. So I introduced this, it was full. I used it a little bit and then I pretty much forgot about it for like 2 whole months, and then it was done for the quarter. Since then, this is how much I've used up. So I'm getting there. I will be able to finish that one up this year as well. This hand balm, by the way, if you are interested, it smells like oi, which is beautiful. If you know, you know. If you don't, go and find it in store and smell it. This is such a good hand cream. Really beautiful and hydrating. Doesn't leave like any weird residue on your hands. It does take a minute to absorb fully. And by a minute, I mean, you're probably looking at like 10 or 15 minutes. But once it's sort of started to absorb, it's not super greasy or sticky or anything like that. I really like, this is sensational. They've done a really good job with that formula. Bioderma Cica Bio. I've fucked up here. I have absolutely used some of this. I forgot to stand it up and mark it, so I don't know what the progress is on that. I think I'm going to be able to finish it though, because my guess is, oh yeah, okay, so it's sitting about here. I don't think I'm going to have any troubles finishing that one up. Oof, my heated eye masks I haven't used any of them since we last checked in. Shuamora, this is the Skin Purifier Nutrient Nectar Gentle Cleansing Oil in Emulsion. This stuff burns my eyes, so I refuse to use it on my face. I've been using it on my makeup sponges here and there. It was there, it's now down here. If I don't finish this using it on my makeup sponges by the end of the year, I will be decluttering it. Laneige, this was a brand spanking new one when I introduced it, or was it? Or maybe it had had a tiny bit of use. This is the Apple Lip Sleeping Mask. Yum. So where I left off with this, it was 59.93 grams. It's now 53.7 grams. I've dropped the ball on this one for sure, because there was like, I feel like well over a month where I just didn't touch this. And I was just sort of using like whatever was in my handbag or at my desk or whatever. So I could have done better on that, but obviously I just have not. Let's do some sheet masks. So I've got the 1 Skin Rose Gold. I keep putting off using this because I feel like it's fancy, and I'm waiting for a fancy moment to use it, which is just dumb. Aceology Green Tea Infusion Gel Mask. I just haven't used it because I haven't used it. And then I've got the Inbachi Age Revitalizing Face Defense Mask. My oil cleanser is from Senka. It's the Perfect Watery Oil. I really enjoy this. So there is actually a little bit of progress on this. So where I left it, is that right? Yes. So where I left it last time, it was like here. I don't know if you can really see that line. And I've started using it again in the last couple of days, and I've got a tiny bit of progress. I haven't bothered to mark it. It's sitting down here. So it's like, yeah, little bit of progress. I don't think I'll be able to finish that up by the end of the year. I think it's a bit unrealistic with the amount that's in there, but I'm going to give it a really good red hot crack and see how much I can get through. I have the 4th Ray eye cream here. It's the hydrating eye gel. I don't know, man. Why do I not use this stuff? Why is it that color? That's what I want to know. So this was 32 grams, now 31.74 grams. And I have this. This was such a dumb purchase for me. I don't even know why I bought it. Tatcha, the serum stick. This one was 38.64 grams, and I haven't used it at all since we last checked in with it. Okay, my last item. Oh my God, I've got crap everywhere. This is a hair item. These are the Flabois Milk Bombs. So when I checked in last time, I had 8 of them left, and now I've just got 2. So I won't have any problems finishing those up. I'm going to stick them in my shower straight away, and I will eventually use them. I get like 2 to 3 uses out of these. So, you know, it's not a single use, but we'll get there. So that's it for, gosh, my Project Pan Q3 wrap up and Q4 intro. I know it's very like delayed, and there's only a month and a half left of the month, so I don't have that much longer to finish these products. I'm going to do my best, and that's okay. My best, even if it's not very good, that's fine. This has been a very like different year for me, so I am absolutely not going to feel bad about not panning a lot of products. Panning any products is better than panning 0 products, so that's the way I'm taking it at the moment. I am not going to film an update for this at the end of November. I will film it at the end of the year. We'll wrap it up. I'll show you how much stuff I finished, and I will have a little chat to you guys about what I'm going to do in the new year for panning. Like I said, I'm going to do something a tiny bit different, and it also might look a bit different because I might not do these like sit down updates. I might attempt to do it in a different way. So we'll just see how it goes. I am trying to adapt and just sort of take it all in my stride. All right, that's it. I'm going. Massive thank you to my channel members. I love you guys so much. I miss you, and I will see you soon. Bye.